Hi everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Stitcher. My name is Megan. You can find me on Instagram as Megan_Babauta_ on Ravelry, as Mama Made VM, on Goodreads as Megan Babauta, and you can email me at theseattlestitcher@gmail.com. I'll have links to all my social medias down below, including my Facebook group, so if you're interested, you can click in the down bar and the links will be there for you. As I say, you are all very welcome here. So, today's episode is actually really special to me because yesterday is exactly 1 year since I started my Flosstube channel, and it blows my mind. Honestly, to think how many of you watch and how many of you want to be my friend and how many of you really are, you guys are my friends, and I guess I just can't believe it. So I'm really grateful for you all, and thank you so much to those of you who've been here from video one, and thank you so much to those of you who maybe this is your first time stumbling upon my channel. I just can't believe it. There's like 3.6 thousand of you guys right now. We still need to work on a groupie name, so hit me with your choices. But I don't like to have too much blibber blabber in the very beginning of my videos, so I'm gonna hop right in with my starts. My first start is actually kind of acquisitions as well. I decided to go ahead and pick up the first 3 patterns of Liz Matthews, I don't know what she calls this series, but it's like the 12 Days of Christmas, the little nursery rhyme. So I'll put up the pictures of the patterns here. Hopefully I can fit them all. And I have kitted them all up completely. So I have fabric as well as the DMC conversion for them. So some of these look huge, and it's because I have doubles. So I have like 2 skeins of black, 2 skeins of this pinky red. So I did pick up doubles of a lot of colors just to make sure that I wouldn't have to hit back to Joann's or Michael's too often to stock up on those. But I'm stitching mine 1/2 on a 40 count Silver Moon linen. And here is my start. So I'm actually really happy with this start because I ended up going in getting my hair touched up and getting the bangs added back because I had grown out my bangs quite a bit. And so I really didn't have very much stitching time the day that I started this. And then the next evening is when I finally picked it back up again. But because it was late, I wasn't really feeling stitching on it any longer. And I am happy. I'm happy with where I got. 2 little, maybe like a couple hours each day, bits of stitching, and that's what I got. So I've got the whole front border, that's the width of it completely, and almost 2 of the little branches completed. And my piece, I have enough of this fabric to stitch them all on one piece all together, and that is my plan. I'm pretty much mimicking Bridget, the museum stitcher's idea of stitching them all on one piece of linen. I just really like the idea. I think she's gonna stitch hers on a 46 count, so it'll be even smaller, but yeah. I'm so happy with this. It's so cute, and I really love these DMCs on this Silver Moon. I will say Silver Moon is like a no-name linen. I think a lot of LNSs have this kind of where they have linens that have a colorway, but they don't have a brand to them. I know for certain that Thread Needle Street does. So if you're interested in a cut of this, you can always call Denise at Thread Needle Street, and she will do an over-the-phone order for you and go ahead and ship you out the cut that you need. But yeah, I'm really loving this with the DMCs. This is a great conversion from the MPIs as well. I feel like it was very thought out and well done. Shout out to Christine from Hollis Hand Creates. I am using the Pat Carson needle for the very first time on this project because it's just an extra special one, and it's an amazing needle. I'm so sad that they're not being made any longer. I'm also kind of terrible because I ran out of needle minders. I literally have none left, so she's just stuck in the fabric there, but she'll be fine. I'm not too rough with my projects. So I've got all of this kitted up, and I think I'm just gonna continue to vicariously work on this whenever I truly feel like it. I don't necessarily have a set plan for the days of the week that I'm gonna work on this, or the days of the month even, but we'll go with the flow. So to my next start, because I did have 2 starts this past couple weeks. This one was my start to kind of commemorate my 1 year Flosstube anniversary. And I went ahead and purchased the PDF pattern. This is Kathy Barrick's Good Intentions, so I'll pop the picture up on the screen. I am doing a complete conversion of my own on this one, and I'm stitching mine 2/2 on a 32 count Picture This Plus Lugana in the colorway Gingerbread, which is this beautiful pinkishy brown, warm toned. It really is like gingerbread, I guess. And I'll show you my conversion first, okay? Because that's gonna probably be the biggest shocker. So here's my conversion. I kind of wanted, let me see. Let me pull from Cam and Marjorie and say Southern Gothic. I kind of was feeling, you know, deep, moody, yet like, what do you call this? Where it's like fading, you know, of the colorways. Because I really liked this transition of color. I feel like it faded perfectly, and I loved the teals. I really loved these pinks together with the deep burgundy reds. So I just thought that these were perfect. And then I just had to pull in the black for my own hair, because as you can see, my hair is 310. And I do have one fancy floss in here. This is Obsidian by Roxy Floss Co. And it's just a really purpley gray, slightly variegated. And I'm using that for the words as well as the dress, I believe. Haven't decided yet. I've kind of been making alterations as I go. And without further ado, here she is. So this one, I started it, I cheated. I started it on Wednesday I started on Tuesday because I had Tuesday off, whereas Wednesday, my Flosstube anniversary, I actually was at work. So I stitched on this on Tuesday, and then I kind of stitched on it until Wednesday evening. Well, I mean, I tried to. I picked it up and put it down as much as I possibly could. So this is all I got done in those 2 evenings of stitching, but I'm really happy with this because, wow, our conversion's difficult. I restitched this portion 3 times because I first started with the gray purpley color as this portion, and then I got some pinks in, didn't like that. I added some blues in, didn't like that. And then I went to all pinks, that worked out. The letters, I started with black, didn't like that. Changed it to the Obsidian, worked out. The border here, I couldn't decide what color to make the little rosebuds. And I went ahead and chose the deeper burgundy with this mid-tone pink so that they would truly look like roses. And I'm satisfied with that conversion. That worked out well. But it took me 3 tries to get to that one, to get to this choice. I just made her very pale because I am indeed very pale. And I gave her some glasses because, you know, I'm a glasses girly. I mean, look at these ones. How cute are they? So I gave her some little short bangs because obvi, and black hair. I am thinking I'm gonna go in, because I did backstitch her glasses, I'm thinking I'm gonna go in and backstitch a little bit more bangs, but we'll see. I'm kind of just gonna play it as I go. I might actually add another layer to her hair, because I have a bit more volume than that. At least I like to think. So yeah, I'm just really happy with this conversion, and although it's been tricky, it's been so fun for me. Just really enjoyable experience. And shout out to Cam and Marjorie and Bridget for helping me pretty much every choice that I've made so far. They have helped me pick what looked best, and love those ladies. They're just great. So those are my 2 starts. And oh, you know what? I have an FFO that I totally forgot to show you guys months ago. Let me go ahead and grab it. Okay, so all right, so before I continue on to whips, I'm gonna show you guys my little tiny FFO. So I don't know if you guys remember, but sometime in February, I had picked up this pattern, and I think I stitched it up, I think in a day or 2, I'm pretty sure a day. And this is on 40 count Vintage Country Mocha. And this is a free pattern from Primitive Hair. It is their 2011 Valentine's Day pattern, Be Mine. You can find it on their blog, on their website. I did make some alterations. I pushed the M over to be underneath the E and added one of the little heart motifs that was already charted in the pattern, kind of as like a little period on there, so I just added that. And I'm pretty sure I used Weeks Dye Works Brick for the red on this, and the backing is just some, like, I think this is like the Bronte sisters or one of their books. I don't know. It's just some book pages on the back, but I knew it was classical literature that was on the back of it. So I went ahead and just went with that. And I think I had this actually in the background but previously, and I just completely forgot to show it. So figured I'd show that. That's my only FFO for the past 2 weeks, but let me move on to my whips now. So I'm gonna start with the, I guess, least impressive. So in a Me Made bag, this is a vinyl front project bag that I made for myself using Elizabeth Ann Stitch's project bag tutorial. She is absolutely a delight to watch. I'm sure that all of you guys have watched her previously. I don't know anyone who hasn't because she's absolutely wonderful, but I'll link her channel below as well as her tutorial because that's who I use to stitch up all my bags. She's just amazing. And this is a modern folk embroidery pattern that I have in this bag. I'll pop a picture of it on the screen because honestly, I can't remember the name of the pattern. So it'll be here. This one I say is the least impressive because I have barely done any stitching on it. This is on a 36 count oyster shell by Fox and Rabbit. And I am using Dinky Dye's Mystic Pools, which is a beautiful purple silk. And I'm doing a tone on tone because Bridget, the museum stitcher, she is also stitching this piece and hers is a tone on tone purple and I absolutely adored it. I had to snag it up and start up my own here. And she actually gifted me this this fabric as well. So extra special to me because you guys know I love that lady. Bridget's a wonderful human. So if you haven't checked out her channel, I'll link her below as well, the museum stitcher. So yeah, I'm really loving this. As I said, not very much progress. I don't actually know if I have a before photo, but essentially what I did was I filled in this little flower here, started this lower motif, filled in this little box, and then I think finished these random stitches that were up here. So not very much, but I just was tired last night, or not last night, I think this was a few nights ago, and I really didn't feel like stitching, but I wanted to do something, so this is what I picked up and had started. But let me show you guys the Dinky Dyes, because they are so lovely, just beautiful. So I pick up these from Hollis Hand Creates shop. She has a really good selection of Dinky Dyes in my opinion, and I just love her. So highly recommend supporting her and her shop. She's fabulous. So I think not this week, but the previous week, I had pulled this one out because it is Women's History Month. So I went ahead and pulled out this is in a Me Made bag, and this one is with like Suffragette Act fabric. So suffragettes. I just have the purple lining and the fabric with a bunch of like newspapers, votes for women, suffragette victory. So I really love this fabric. And in here, this is my Suffrage Act proclamated pattern. And I honestly can't remember the fabric I'm stitching this on, so I'll have to put it on the screen, but I'm stitching it 1/2, I believe on a 32 count. And here is where I got in the evening. So I finished all the words up at the top. Really happy with that. This is literally as big as it'll be. It'll be so tiny. Oh, it's so cute. And I got the vote in down here, and I had made a mistake in the pot somewhere here, so I did restart the pot as well, and that worked out just fabulously. But I'm really loving this. I think this is on Fawn or Wren by Picture This Plus, one of those. Those are both some of my favorite Picture This Plus colorways, and I am really loving this. How beautiful is that lady? Ah, so pretty. So I'm really happy with this. I'm very close to a finish. Oh my goodness. I really should make this a focus piece for the next couple weeks and get her done, but I just haven't. I have all the called for colors, but I did actually make some alterations. As you guys saw, the bunting here is a red, white, and blue. I went ahead and swapped mine out to be the suffragette colors, the American Suffrage Act movement colors, which would be the purple, gold, and white. And I have actually put away the colors as I finished using them, so I am done with the purple, and I was done with one of the shades of gold. So now I have the actually called for colors left on here, but aren't they beautiful? So I really do enjoy that, and this project is just super fun. As I said, really close to a finish. I'm kind of happy with the amount of projects I have that are really close to a finish right now. I feel like maybe somewhere in the near future, we're gonna have like a push month where my monthly goal is actually to finish all these. We'll see. Moving on to my next project. So this is in a project bag I bought off of Amazon. It says stitching and then a bad word here. So I'll show the first letter as I always do. And if I accidentally show the other word, I will put a censor over it. I just thought it was a funny bag, and I have like a little set of bags that are similar to this. Some of them my husband gifted to me, so I like them. This one is Ode to Autumn. I'll pop a picture of the pattern here, and this is from Cross Stitcher Magazine 2022 Autumn Edition. I purchased a PDF of this magazine on Etsy. Yeah, on Etsy. So I purchased the PDF pattern of it on Etsy, and I did go last time I filmed to try to link that PDF, and I realized that it's not available any longer. So unfortunately, I don't know where you could get it as a PDF any longer, but what I did find when I was on Etsy is that there was quite a few listings of the magazine for sale from people who had purchased it, and they were unopened. So it might still be an option for you to pick up one of those. I'm just not sure. There is a Flosstuber, Kelsey Lee and Things, who I absolutely adore. She's wonderful, and she is doing this as a stitch along. She talks about a app that you can get that allows you, I think, a 10 or a 2-week free, like a 10-day or a 2-week free trial, and you can actually download the magazine or take pictures of the pattern that you want out of it within that free trial. So there's always other options. Check out her channel for more details. Again, I'll link her below, Kelsey Lee and Things. So this is Ode to Autumn Sal, and here is where I got. Oh, I'm so happy with this. Oh, it's so cute. It just looks so good. Oh my gosh, when I finish this, I'm gonna put it up all year round. This is on 14 count Aida 2/1, and I am stitching this on a hand dyed fabric. So I dyed this myself. It was actually my first attempt at dyeing fabric, and can you tell I'm ecstatic about it? Let me just get a little bit closer. So I'm standing up. Oh, I'm just so happy with this. So I have made some changes. Some intentional, some not so much. Let me get into the details here. So I have had to make some changes to the colorways just because the called for are really close to, well, some of the shades are really close to the color of my fabric. So some of the blues here, particularly this one on the end, which is a more gray blue, I have had to swap out for DMC 310. So I just have that on a separate card, and I'm using it as needed. So like the bats, I went ahead and swapped those out for 310. The lamppost, I swapped out for 310 as well, even the back stitching. The cat down here, I've swapped him out with 310. And I think that is it so far. The other changes are somewhere in here, I've made a spatial error. So there, my counting is off. I'm actually, you can't tell, which is the weirdest thing. I don't know where I made a mistake, but somewhere in here I've made a mistake. And like this is counted correctly off of this, but this like fence line here is way too close to the lamp. I don't know. But regardless, I'm gonna make it work. There's tons of space in the middle to fit a quote, so I'm not too worried about necessarily like running out of space or anything like that. Because I'm actually not sure if I'm gonna keep the original intended quote or if I'm gonna add a Halloween quote. We'll see. I do have a ton of extra DMCs in my project bag as well, so you guys saw how full those 2 rings were, and that's because there's 2 houses down at the bottom here where I do have more blue dye that the houses are blue. So I'm gonna have to make some changes to those homes, and I believe that my changes are gonna be kind of a blushy pink toned house and potentially a lighter blue home. But we'll see. I kind of just make the changes as I go. This is a very easy project to make alterations to, so I highly recommend, and I'm really, really enjoying stitching on this 14 count Aida. It's been a really pleasurable experience, and I did shrink it a bit when I dyed it, to be honest, because I did, I put it in the dryer. I know, I'm terrible. But, I mean, I did. I put it in the dryer after I washed it, like after I had rinsed out all the extra dye. I was so excited to see the fabric that I was like, let me just put it in a little spin cycle. And so I did throw it and toss it in the dryer. It turned out just fine, and it ironed up great, and I really enjoy the way it looks. So yeah, those are, oh, you know what? I have one more whip. She was a busy gal this week. So my last whip over the last couple weeks is one that I didn't do a ton of progress on, but I really just wanted something like easy and fun and monochromatic. You guys know that that is my jam. And I had this beautiful project here, which is a Jardin Prive Lady Halloween. I am stitching mine in all DMC 310. I kind of got the idea because I saw on the back this picture here, and that is in all DMC 310. So I really, really loved the way it looked, and I decided that is what I want. I'm stitching mine on, I think this is smoky white, 28 count smoky white, 2/2. And here is my progress. So I went in here and I started actually moving over from page, like the first section, over this way so I could get the kind of complete width of the pattern in. So I went ahead and completed the mirrored image of this side onto that side, and I'm really enjoying it. That was just like one random afternoon of stitching. But hey, you guys know I show you everything, even if it's not much stitching. And I will say as well, I really love this fabric. I think you can see there the very subtle modeling on it. So I highly recommend this fabric if you've never used linen before. It's just very easy to stitch on. The 28 count weave is, I'd say, a very true 28 count. A lot of the time with hand-dyed fabrics, I find that you order a 28, you get something closer to a 30. You know, it's like everything is shrunk up just the teensiest bit, unless they're measuring after they dye, which most people aren't. They're basing it off of the actual linen that they order from their supplier, which says, you know, 28, 30, 35, 36, 40. So I totally get that. I'm totally fine with that because I'm comfortable stitching on those 40 count linens, and it doesn't, you know, it doesn't bother me anymore. But I would highly recommend these Zweigart, like Vintage Country Mocha, Smoky White, the Blush by Zweigart, anything on those kind of bases, particularly that brand. They just, I don't know if it's because it's a stamp dye, so the back of it is not, the back of it's not modeled like the front is, but they just really nice, easy to stitch on fabrics. So highly recommend, absolutely loving this. And those are all my whips for the week. I'm gonna move into acquisitions because I did kit up some projects this weekend. And I also wanted to take a moment to talk about my glasses. So shout out to Zenith Optical. They actually reached out to me and asked if I wanted to partner with them for this video, my special like 1-year Flosstuber anniversary. And I was like, heck yes. And so I picked out these frames here. I'll pop a picture of their website here and the listing. And down below, I'll have a special discount code for you guys, my subscribers, to use. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I know they offer tons of different kinds of glasses, but how cute are these? They're so fun. They're so me. You guys know I love eyewear. I've actually been asked tons of times like, oh, you know, why don't you get LASIK? And I don't know. Glasses are Megan, okay? They're me. They're part of who I am. I love using them as like this almost accent to my outfit. I love using them to incorporate this funky vibe. I feel like your glasses can give you a completely different look. And I know especially for us cross stitchers, a lot of us, not only do we need readers, but a lot of us need prescription glasses like myself. And so highly recommend. They were a pleasure to work with. The team was amazing and just super sweet. So shout out to them and thank you so much to Zenith Optical for offering me this sponsorship. I appreciate y'all, so thanks. But let's move on now to my acquisitions. All right, so acquisitions for the past couple weeks. I did finally receive my floss tags or floss drops. And I wanted to say, I realized that for a couple of videos, I had linked the wrong supplier for these. So you guys know last video I had mentioned how I, for some reason, wasn't able to get my floss drops, the ones that I always use, in a timely manner that I'm used to getting them in. And it's because I had purchased from a different supplier. Although I will say these are absolutely identical to the ones that I typically use. So I can't complain. These are just as good. I'll link the correct site that I usually buy them from. I get them off of Amazon, but it was a different supplier. And I ordered another batch from the correct supplier, the one I usually buy from, and I got them the next day. So I just wanted to show you guys though, these are the acrylic floss drops I use. So they are very clear. And this is how they come to you in the mail. So you do have to remove kind of like this sticker piece of adhesive on the front and back of each one of your floss drops to get them to this clear piece. But it doesn't really bother me. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but you'll see how flat that sticker piece is on here. And that just makes it to where there's no damage done to the floss drop at all. And they're fabulous. So I got 25 more of those. And I'll definitely be using those probably for my full coverage piece. And I'll move into my next acquisitions. So this was like half Stash Dive, half acquisitions. So I got the pattern, it is Spooky Cats. I think Spooky Cats by Parkhopper Bart. I'll pop a picture on the screen here. Loving this. And I did go and dive through Stash to kit this one up because it did have like these Roxy Floss Co. flosses, but I kind of had a feeling I had something close enough in Stash, and indeed I did. So I have a Classy Colorworks in Rainy Day. The golden color I went ahead and replaced with Sassy Brass. The black, just DMC 310, and then the green, I went with Grasshopper from Weeks Dye Works. So very limey green. And stick with me here, guys. Flan, which was my last month's fabric of the month from This Stitch Me. I know that Sassy Brass is really close to the color, but I think it'll work out. There's not very much of that golden yellow used in the pattern itself. So that was my first kitted up project, and I have the PDF pattern for that in my little library. So excited about that. And I just think it'll be super, super fun little pattern. So here's to that one. And Parkhopper Bart, you can purchase this pattern off of Evertote. If you'd rather support them directly, they have a Gumroad. So I'll link the Gumroad below. You can also purchase this pattern off of Evertotes, but the Gumroad has all of their patterns and they have some really, really cute ones. I'm gonna have a brief interlude because my daughter's standing over here staring at me. All right, well, I guess she didn't have anything to say. The next pattern I have is actually one that I've had in Stash for a while. I'm gonna pop a picture on the screen because I feel like my picture is not that good. It is Welcome by the Drawn Thread, but this is Welcome Halloween edition. So I have a 36 count linen from Thread Needle Street. That's my LNS. And this is just a basic, again, no name linen in the colorway natural. And I have an 18 by 18 slice. So that was perfect for this pattern. And I went ahead and kitted up with all DMCs, but I used, again, Stash. So 3362 is my green, kind of for like the vines of the pumpkin. The pumpkin itself, I'm gonna go ahead and use this like fancy floss from DMC. It's a variegated, rusty, orangey, just the perfect pumpkin, 4130. And I'm gonna use 610, again for some of the vines and leaves, a crew for potentially the moon, 310, of course, because we need 310 in everything. And then I'm using these three shades, which is Blanc, 3822, and I think this is 740, yeah, for my little skeleton that is holding the, what is that called? It's a candy that everyone hates. Candy corn. Why was that so hard? Oh my goodness, but really love this pattern. It's super cute. I just wanted to get it kitted up. I really love this project and I've had it in Stash forever. It was just one of those ones that they didn't include the MPI to DMC conversion on the back, and that kind of just made me decide to never get it up because I was too lazy to look up like individually each conversion. But I just looked at the picture on the front and I went based off of the picture and just decided from there with my stash of DMCs what I needed, and I think that will look great. I'm really excited about it. My next kitted up piece, and you know what I realized with this one? I thought I had bought all the DMCs. I only bought half of them. So this is Spring Quaker. This was a gift from Bridget when my uncle passed away. And this is one that I want to start with all the DMCs because I really, really love the DMCs. There's the Higgy stitcher. I really love her channel and she's a sweetie. She is stitching this with all the DMCs and she's honestly who made me see how good the DMCs were. I'm going to be stitching this on another fabric of the month from Bestitch Me. This is not another sampler and these are half of the called for DMCs. Because it does actually have some called fors, so like the ones up here, those are the ones that I purchased. I need to go down and purchase these ones. So totally faux pas on my own part, but aren't these just lovely and totally spring? I think I might start this one next month. Maybe not till next spring, we'll see. But I wanted to get that one, you know, set with the fabric, set with some of the flosses, and I'll probably swing by Michael's or Joann's this weekend and pick up the rest. So really excited about that. And that is actually my last acquisition. Everything else that I have to talk about is just going to be personal life and knitting. So if you're not interested, see you guys in the next 2 weeks. Again, thank you so much for sticking with me over this past year. If you were one of the few that have been with me since the very beginning, and just thank you for helping my channel grow. Thanks for subscribing and commenting, because things like that are actually what help channels grow. So, you know, the more interaction I can get, the better. And I appreciate you all for helping me on this journey. So it's been super fun. Hope you all have a lovely 2 weeks. And if you do want to stick around for the personal life and all that good stuff, welcome. This past couple weeks, I actually haven't done any knitting. I did though want to mention that this is a hand knit shawl. It's just a basic, no pattern, corner to corner triangle shawl. And I just did this like every row knitting. So it creates these pearl bumps and all that good stuff. So really like this. I knit it out of Holst Super Soft in the colorway Sweet Pea. So it's just a really beautiful pink. And that is actually part of my plans. I plan on knitting a sweater. I'm gonna pop a picture of the sweater here on the screen with this exact color because I really love this shade of pink. And I feel like the sweater would be great for spring here in Washington. It's usually pretty cold most days here. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let me know if you like that sweater or what you think about it. I saw some people had used Holst Super Soft to knit the sweater. And I thought, well, you know what? I have so many cones of it. I should totally do the same. So stealing their idea and using the same yarn in my own fun color. So again, Holst Super Soft Sweet Pea. Those are kind of my future plans for knitting. As far as personal life, we really didn't get up to much, honestly. Another Instagram, her name is Clancy, and I think that's how you pronounce it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It's clancy.xstitch. So just the letter X and stitch, and she is starting a Flosstube actually today, and I'm excited to watch it, to be honest. I think she'll be super fun, and she just reminds me a lot of like the girls that I love here in this Flosstube world that I've become really good friends with, and I'm really enjoying myself, you know? It's been fun. It's been a pretty boring 2 weeks, so I guess I just don't have much to add because we've been staying at home, relaxing. It's been a lot nicer because the weather's changed, and so it's getting a lot more beautiful. Like right now it's really bright and pretty out, so I can't complain. The books that I've been reading to move into books is I did finish this book here. So this is, sorry, I still have I finished it. This is Sarah J. Maas, Crescent City. I did start book 2. So this book, it's very, very repetitive, but that is her writing style. Pretty much this entire portion of book is the same series of events repeating itself over and over and over again. And then this portion of the book is the part of the book that you like wanted. But that kind of is what hooks you to want to purchase the second book. I did purchase the second book on Audible, and I am listening to it currently. I haven't really delved into it too deep because I decided to take like an alternate course and stop reading that one and listen to Midnight Sun, because I mean, I'm totally a Twilight babe. I mean, come on, I live in Washington. It was like everything to people that were my age. Like I was in the perfect age group to really appreciate Twilight, okay? And I did read all the books. My Uncle Bob, he actually purchased all the books for me in hardback, and I read them all like there was no tomorrow. I read them so fast, and I absolutely loved them. I love the movies. I don't care that they're bad. Don't care. Hocus Pocus isn't the best cinematic quality you've ever seen in your life either. But am I gonna watch it every single Halloween? Yeah, I am. So I really enjoy the Twilight movies. This book though, I wish I could go back in time and have this book as, you know, like teenage Megan, because it would have been the perfect time period for me to be reading something like this. Because now when I'm reading it, no. As an adult with an adult mind, I'm not interested, okay? So this is actually going to be did not finish, a DNF for me. Midnight Sun. I only actually have a couple hours left on Audible, so maybe I'll pull through. I don't know. Let me know what you think. It's just one of those ones where it's like, you wish you could go back in time and like live the nostalgic like memory of Twilight for the first time and have this after, you know, this Midnight Sun right after you finish the other books. That would have been ideal. And then the next thing is my junk journal. I haven't shown you guys my junk journal in like a hot minute, so I can't remember where I left off, to be honest. But I felt like my junk journaling has kind of stepped up. So I went from like this being my junk journaling to this being my junk journaling, which is obviously a lot more layers, to completely covered. We don't want to be able to see anything. And I had like a purple blue. That one was really fun. And then that was actually it. So I only had a couple more pages to show. Oh, and this one, kind of orangey. I don't know if you can hear my daughter. She's so funny. Yeah, and I did like this page, but again, there was like too much of the... Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to end it early because my daughter, she's not gonna stop talking, and I don't want to bother people because I know that's not everyone's cup of tea. But anywho, Amira, would you like to come over here? Okay. Go ahead. What do you want to say so bad?
I just want to say hi.
You just want to say hi? Anything else? How old are you? Woohoo! How many is that? Can you count them?
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, one more. Your pinky.
5.
Yeah. All right. See you later. All right, everyone. So I've got nothing else to add here. I'll wish you all adieu. Have a wonderful, amazing next couple of weeks, and I will catch up with you later. Have a good one. Bye.